Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode here in the lovely World of Raccoons with me, Vanillaraccoon. Heyo! And in this episode, we will be getting our build on, but before we go and get into the nitty-gritty details of that, I would like to point out that we are now playing in Snapshot 17w14a. And in the description section down below, there will be a link that will take you to Minecraft.net where you can go ahead and read up on all the new features, changes, and bug fixes that were made within the snapshot. Now let's go ahead and swap our perspective by 180 degrees and take a look at the butcher shop that we are going to be transforming throughout this episode. Now I would like to transform it into a medium-sized house. However, I would like to retain the overall look of it, so that if we were to pass by this village, or maybe even stray into town and take a look at it, we'll be able to tell that originally it was in fact a butcher shop. However, a certain raccoon of the vanilla variety came and got his build on and turned it into something new. Similar as to how the very same raccoon of a vanilla variety came along and got his build on and transformed this large-scale house into a library that even has its own cafe with a villager sat at the door, so when you enter the facility you will be greeted with a casual But I think at this point now, ladies and gentlemen, I am going to begin to get my build on, and then when I bring it back, I'll provide a little bit of a progress update, and maybe, just maybe, I'll begin to get my build on camera with you all. So I'll be right back with ya. Goodbye. You're gonna have to take my word for it when I say that there is music within the roof of this structure, and if you are someone that knows a thing or two about music composition, or maybe you even know how to read music, then feel free to let me know in the comments down below as to what I mean by there being music within the roof of this structure. But if you are someone that does not know a thing or two about music composition and you do not know how to read music, then don't worry about it, peeps. That is perfectly okay. But let's go ahead and take a look as to what I've done so far in regards to transforming this butcher shop. Now on this side here we have a overhang that is composed of cobblestone stairs, and the top layer has cobblestone stairs facing away from the front side of the house, and then just beneath each of those cobblestone stairs we have another layer of cobblestone stairs that are placed upside down. However, they have been mixed matched, and that is just to add a little intricate design to the overhang itself. Moving to the front side of the structure here, now we have variation within the roof that is composed of dark oak stairs and spruce stairs, and then right around the window that is on the front side here we have a small little overhang, and just to add some subtle hints of detail to the lower end of the roof we have some upside down dark oak stairs along with dark oak slabs that are occupying the upper half block space. Now on this side right here, this overhang looks fairly similar to the overhang on the opposing side. However, the intricate design just looks slightly different in regards to how the upside down cobblestone stairs have been placed. But at this point in time now, I'm not quite ready to begin to get my build on camera with you all. So I'm just going to continue to do some work off camera. However, in the next segment, we'll be able to do some building together on camera. And who knows, maybe even then, we'll be able to finish the transformation process of this butcher shop. Excuse me, Mr. Cleric, but your house looks a little barren and could use some furnishing and maybe even a little interior decorating. Would you like me to do the job? Alrighty, I'll get right on it. So, ladies and gentlemen, it is a brand new day in real life, and that is because at some point yesterday, I don't want to say I lost motivation because that is definitely not the case, but I guess I lost my groove of recording this episode for you all. So instead of trying to force something, I decided to just take it easy the rest of the day and not really try and push it and produce something that would obviously have not a whole lot of heart and meaning in it, if you know what I mean. So actually, can we fill that in right there? Yes, we can. But I've had some time to think about how I want this to look on the inside, and we're going to go ahead, and as we can already tell, we're going to be doing just that, getting our build on and doing some interior decorating. Now right here, this is going to be our kitchen area, and then right here I'm thinking of placing down a brewing stand, so then if we so choose to, we can go ahead and get our drink on. Now I don't want to overdo it and over detail the inside of this medium-sized house that we're currently transforming, so I'm just going to go ahead and take my, what is this? Light gray concrete powder. Boy, I almost messed the name up on that block. But we're just going to go ahead and mine up all of the oak planks that we have right here. And we're just going to throw down the light gray concrete powder, because at least in my opinion, although it looks and sounds like sand, to me it also looks like a semi-rough, semi-smooth tile type of block. Something that we could use as tile flooring. So considering that this is the kitchen, I thought, you know what, let's go ahead and give it a tile floor. Now what we're going to do for this section of the house, which is going to be the bedroom, is I'm just going to use my blue concrete powder, and I'm going to let this act as the carpeting for this. And I could use wool, I could use carpet to give it a little extra detail and depth, but I don't want to overdo it. I just want to keep things rather simple and clean, if that makes any sense to use all. Oops, I did not actually want to place that inside of there. So with that all being said, I think for the most part we are done with working on the inside of this house. Now I want to take this time to just briefly step outside and show you all what I've been doing off camera as well, and that is establishing a small but spacious backyard for the medium-sized house here. And we even have a wall that has a mixture of cobblestone based blocks with andesite and even stone bricks within the corners of the stone wall that we have, and then we have a nice little pathway that leads up to it from the side. But what I want to do here is I want this to be an open area where our two clerics, and I say two because there is one inside of there, and there's also this guy right here who I was able to give something to eat and drink the night before so that he wouldn't be so sick. Oh, I can't place that plank back because he's going to keep bobbing up now. Darn it. But I want this to be a place where they can step outside, get some fresh air if they want to. But I want to make sure that they're not going to be able to escape, and also that no hostile creatures that go bump in the night will be able to hop the wall and then cause trouble for them. Unfortunately, ladies and gentlemen, it's just about that time where we must begin to conclude this episode and say farewell to one another. But before we go ahead and do just that, I want to go ahead and present to you all what I've done with the backyard. And let's actually enter cinematic mode, which is a function key feature for those of you who don't know. And I have at least rebinded it to my F5 key. Now, be sure to let me know in the comments down below if you like how this looks. It may look similar to how maybe the most recent popular replay mod makes videos look, but this is just something that I thought I would begin to tinker around with to see if it adds a little bit of a dynamic experience to viewing these videos. But if you don't want to see future Let's Plays featuring cinematic mode, then feel free to let me know in the comments down below. But I at least thought I would go ahead and give this a spin. So as you just saw, the backyard was overall completed, and I just want to go ahead and quickly do a roundabout around the whole structure here, because for the most part I'm fairly chuffed with how this turned out. I completely forgot to replace those oak planks with dark oak or spruce planks. I forget which one I was using to fill in the spaces here, but nevertheless, peeps, let's go ahead and now enter cinematic mode so we can actually walk around as we normally would. But this is what the surrounding wall looks like, and like I said in the previous segment, I wanted to be able to let the villagers step outside and get some fresh air without having to worry about them hopping the wall or having any hostile creatures that go bump in the night be able to hop over the wall. And now that I think about it, I think maybe zombies will be able to hop on top of this stone slab, and considering this is technically one whole block space right here, even though it's a upper and lower half space of two individual block spaces, I think zombies may be able to hop up here. I mean, if I can hop up here, then surely they can. I'll have to go ahead and test that out at some point off camera. But this is what the backyard section looks like. It's fairly simple. We have a little seating area. Ooh, actually, someone's gonna bump their head on that slab if we leave it right there. Let's go ahead and just place it on this side right there. Not entirely sure if I like how that looks, but for now we'll leave it. So like what I was saying, we have a small seating area right here, and then we're going to be utilizing the light gray concrete powder blocks. And the reason why is because, at least I thought, much like how they look like a tile flooring for a kitchen area, I also thought that maybe we could utilize them to act as a back porch. And for the most part, I like how it looks. I like the texture of these blocks as well. But right here we have the paved, I can't pronounce that word at the moment, but we used to have grass blocks here, but I just took a shovel and then right clicked on it so that we then could get the paved effect going on. And then right here, just to keep things simple, we have a single reed with a string on top of it so that it will prevent it from growing any higher up. And then right here, just to give a non-linear look to what we have going on right here, I went ahead and stacked two reeds on top of one another, but just to prevent it from growing any higher up, I took a single piece of string and placed it right on top of it. Now I do plan on taking a pumpkin and various pieces of armor and decorating the armor stand right there with all of that stuff, just so then we have somewhat of a scarecrow lurking in the corner here, but I don't have the proper resources on me at the moment to go ahead and do just that. But overall, ladies and gentlemen, I'm fairly happy with how this project turned out. And while I'm thinking about it, okay, so we were using dark oak there. Alright, while I'm thinking about it, I'm just going to do this real quickly on camera. Please pardon this if I'm drawing out this episode any longer than it needs to be at this point. And there is a chest right there, and I'm not entirely sure why. But I think that is going to do it for this episode, ladies and gentlemen. If you enjoyed it, then be sure to leave a like, and if you are new to the channel, then I invite you to check out the rest of it. But don't forget to turn on notifications when subscribing. That way you will then be notified when future Minecraft and other gameplay content is uploaded from yours truly, Vanillaraccoon. But I would like to wish you all a happy day, and peace out.